Remember when Ubisoft made games that people cared about? Remember that Avatar game? Remember Mirage?
And creating an experience that is a love letter to the origins of the franchise. Coming of age story with revamped mechanics to bring the feel of the early games into the modern day.
So here's my super teleporting attack. Also, we are going back to the roots. So Assassin's Creed 1 isn't utter shit. Seriously, you should play Mirage if you want the ultimate misery experience. Somehow, a franchise that has been going on for so many years keeps getting its unique selling point worse. The parkour system is the best and has the most depth in the first 4 games. It just gets shallower and shallower the more we go on. Sure, the first few games lacked the incredible animation, but mechanically the parkour system was reliable and mostly consistent. These days I can't consistently go through a window. Currently there is no challenge to the parkour since you can't fail, and even if you make a wrong decision it doesn't matter. You know how in Assassin's Creed 2 in 2009 there were parkour challenges and at the end of them you got a badass armor? Anyway, it's not all bad, the animations are cool and stuff, and Ubisoft still knows how to make a good looking open world at least. That was the exciting news when Mirage was coming out, a smaller world, shorter campaign. That will allow them to focus on creating a smaller, tight, more focused experience than as usual Ubisoft failed. The story is ass and incredibly shallow, the stealth is incredibly shallow, the combat is terrible, and my god, the acting. Ubisoft hasn't made a good game since 2017 and they haven't written a good story since 2013. Assassin's Creed was never very deep mechanically, but we went from the kiddie pool to a Spider-Man puddle. This series has always been easy when it comes to combat, but my god, I don't know how many children Ubisoft sacrificed to make the animations so gorgeous. There was so much variation in 2007. Now we are stuck with one combo and one weapon type. That's not to say that automatically makes the combat bad. There is other factors like the enemies that don't give a shit about you hitting them with a sword. An incredibly easy parry, making the game, well, incredibly easy, even on hard. And before someone says, hey, you said that older Assassin's Creed was easy and that was fine, so what's that about? The older games didn't have a difficulty setting, they were specifically made with one difficulty mode in mind. When I choose hard difficulty, I expect the game to be, well, hard. Even though the mechanics used to be very iterative and samey and very easy, they were consistent and reliable. There was also this one other thing that was reliable and ranging from good to great: the story. These days there is a distinct lack of Assassin's Creed characters that reach at least the average level. So, for good measure, let's do some comparisons. Back in 2013, in the good Assassin's Creed era, 3 was considered by many to be the most disappointing one. It had brought us the worst protagonist in the franchise. Connor is a very static character, he never changes, he doesn't have a huge arc like Ezio or Edward. He wears his convictions like a badge of honor and can't accept the fact that they can be challenged and disagreed with.
We should be sharing what we know with Lee, not Washington.
You seem to think I favor him, but my enemy is a notion, not a nation. It is wrong to compel obedience, whether to the British Crown or the Templar Cross. And I hope in time the Loyalists will see this too, for they are also victims.
You oppose tyranny, injustice. These are just symptoms. Their true cause is human weakness. Why do you think I keep on trying to show you the error of your way?
You have said much, yes, but you have shown me nothing.
All should be free is a noble idea and right idea, but in Connor's idealistic worldview he misses the human component, of which Haytham constantly reminds him. This father and son assassin and Templar duo is fantastic and gives us so many opportunities to explore the meaningful differences between these factions, and my god, Mr. Adrian Hugh, please fire your agent, you need to be in more good things.
Surrender, and I will spare you.
Brave words. A man about to die.
You fare no better.
Even when your kind appears to triumph, still we rise again. And do you know why? It's because the Order is born of a realization. We require no creed, no indoctrination by desperate old men. All we need is that the world be as it is. And this is why the Templars will never be destroyed.
This speech is greatly supported in Black Flag.
Edward Kenway! Imagine my surprise at seeing your jackdaw anchored there. Have you heard all you came to hear? Will you now rescue the sage from our clutching hands?
A pox on you, traitor! You sold us downriver.
Because I found a better path. The Templars know order, discipline, structure. But you never could fathom these subtleties. Goodbye, old friend. You were a soldier once, when you fought for something real. Something beyond yourself. Ah! You could have been a man who stood for something. But you've a killer's heart now. With nothing but metal to show for all your blunders.
Damn sight better than you, Ben. The heart of a traitor who thinks himself better than his mates.
Aye, and proven true. What have you done since Nassau fell, huh? Nothing but murder and mayhem.
You threw in with the very kind we once hated!
No! These Templars are different. I wish you could see that. But if you continue on your present course, you'll find you're the only one walking it. With the gallows at its end.
It may be. But now the world has one less snake in it. And that's enough for me.
For all its faults, Assassin's Creed managed to have a through line. Haytham is correct in his observation.
Any other questions?
What is it the Templars truly seek?
Order. Purpose. Direction. No more than that. It's your lot that means to confound with this nonsense talk of freedom. Time was. The Assassins professed a far more sensible goal. That of peace.
Freedom is peace.
Oh no. It's an invitation to chaos. Only look at this little revolution your friends have started. I have stood before the Continental Congress and listened to them stamp and shout. All in the name of liberty. But it is just noise.
And this is why you favor Lee?
He understands the needs of this would-be nation far better than the jobberknolls who profess to represent it.
It seems your tongue has tasted sour grapes. The people have made their choice, and it was Washington.
The people chose nothing. It was done by a group of privileged cowards seeking only to enrich themselves. They convened in private and made a decision that would benefit them. Oh, they might have dressed it up with pretty words. That does not make it true. The only difference, Connor, the only difference between myself and those you aid is that I do not feign affection.
From Assassin's Creed 1 to Revelations, the Assassin's goal was peace, but even Ezio saw the course the Assassins are going towards. In the intro to Revelations, Ezio mentions how their fight is going towards chaos.
I am wary of this fight, Claudia. Not because I am tired, but because our struggle seems to move in one direction only, towards chaos.
Over 2 centuries later, that would be true. Even in his incredible speech, he says,
We don't need anyone to tell us what to do. Not Savonarola, not the Medici. We are free to follow our own path. There are those who will take that freedom from us. Too many of you gladly give it. But it is our ability to choose whatever you think is true that makes us human.
Even then, he appealed to freedom and not peace. This, in Haytham's view, is human weakness. There can never be true peace without control. Connor's shallow view of the assassin's goal shows that exactly. Connor and Haytham share about 40 minutes of screen time, and yet Ubisoft managed to deeply explore their convictions, their worldviews, the differences in their factions, and their personal relationship as father and son.
Just my luck. Going to freeze to death if I don't get this fixed.
Are you Ben Church's man?
Well played.
Come now. You cannot hope to match me, Connor. For all your skills, you are still but a boy, with so much left to learn. Give me Lee! Impossible. He is the promise of a better future. The sheep need a shepherd.
He has been dismissed and censured. He can do nothing for you now.
A temporary setback. He will be restored.
What I find particularly fantastic is how Haytham is so convinced of him being right, but even he became a victim of what in his worldview would be human weakness. He saved Connor during the hanging, he didn't kill him when he had the chance, he let Connor kill him because even this man loved his child. The whole final fight is him making a final attempt at convincing Connor of his ideology. He spends the fight picking apart the assassins and their ideology. An incredibly strong, excellently written character dying because of human weakness. This wasn't a disappointing one.
Don't think I have any intention of caressing your cheek and saying I was wrong. I will not weep and wonder what might have been. I'm sure you understand. Still, I'm proud of you in a way. You've shown great conviction, strength, courage. All noble qualities. I should have killed you long ago.
Before I will say anything more, I want to take a quick look at the acting in these games, cause my god, that also went down the drain. Edward Kenway is one of my favorite characters in anything ever, and he is excellently performed by Mr. Matt Ryan, who you might know from such excellent IPs as CW's Legends of Tomorrow. How can such excellent actors be in such terrible properties? Be in more good things, please, I beg you. I'm mainly bringing up Black Flag on this point because this is a game where every single performance, no matter how small, is excellent.
Why not sail with the King's Navy? Earn a proper wage, sail under gentlemen.
Sod the Navy's gentlemen. For every shilling I'd earn, the captain gets 600. That's no way to earn a fortune.
We don't need a fortune.
It's not about need, Caroline. I want food that don't make me sick. I want walls that hold back the wind. I want a decent life.
Everyone's gone, aren't they? Mary, Raccoon, Touch, all the rest. I miss them so. Rough as they were. Do you feel that too? All empty inside?
I do. Devil curse me. Jesus, Ade, what the hell happened here?
You happened here, Edward. The damage you caused 6 years ago has not been undone.
I'm not an easy man to call a friend, am I? Is that why you're here?
To fight beside a man so driven by personal gain and glory is a hard thing, Edward. And I have come to feel the assassins and their creed a more honorable course. Have I been unfair?
No. For years I've been rushing around taking whatever I fancied, not giving a tinker's curse for those I hurt. And yet here I am, With riches and a reputation, feeling no wiser than when I left home. Yet when I turn around, look at the course I've run. There's not a man or woman that I love left standing beside me.
There is time to make amends, Captain Kenway.
Mary. Before she died, she asked me to do good by her. To sort out the mess I made. Can you help me?
Nancy boy! Only done half a fucking job.
Fucking hell. Is this my reward for believing the best about men? For thinking that a bilge rat like you could muster up some fucking sense once in a while? Maybe Hornigold was right. Maybe the world does need men of ambition to stop the likes of you from mucking it all up.
Or maybe you just don't have the stones to live with no regrets.
Don't save me a spot in hell, Shanka. I ain't coming soon.
Remember the pardon, Thatch. We're to be subtle.
Says Hornigold, a pirate, now too proud to call himself one.
He prefers caution to cannons.
Caution's nothing without charisma. If a man plays the fool, then it's only fools he'll persuade, but appear to be the devil. And all men will submit.
Don't die on my account. Go.
This is such a pain in the ass. Damn it. You should have been the one to outlast me.
I've done my part. Will you?
If you came with me, I could. Mary.
I'll be with you, can we? I will.
No more than 2 years! You promised me!
You left! When I needed you the most!
But you had me! What keeps you wondering? Do I not make you happy?
I'm so close, Caroline! Please! Just let me do this!
Is everything you do out of spite, Edward?
It's not spite that's driving me, Mary! It's courage!
Courage for what, man? There's no one left in your life to care.
Goddamn wall! I can handle this!
Lout! Always tearing down when you could be building things up, or building yourself up if nothing else.
Just leave me be!
Change course, Edward! Change your bloody course before it's too late!
Well, don't sit there like a barrel of wet fish. We're celebrating my retirement!
Uncork this man's breakfast! Not the day, lads! Today we send the king's finest to their graves! Canway! In a world without gold, we might have been heroes!
What of Thatch, sir? Did he fall? Captain?
He drinks damnation.
In a world without gold, we might have been heroes, is a line said by Blackbeard right before his death. This also represents what Haytham talks about. Greed is one of our defining features. Edward Kenway seeks fortune for most of his journey in Black Flag. He loses almost everything to achieve it. The consequences of his endless pursuit of fortune are dour. Characters with flaws are the most compelling. Edward pays dearly for his greed. His love, who he claimed this was all for, dies, leaving the daughter he did not know of motherless. He misses his daughter's childhood, which is something that's hard to forgive yourself for. His greed causes even his most loyal friends to abandon him. He was on a course that only he was walking. Black Flag has an incredible ending that when first playing left me incredibly satisfied. Assassin's Creed used to portray its characters brilliantly. But why am I talking about this? Well, that's simple.
We had a good thing, you stupid son of a bitch!
Since then, we've got characters that start out alright, but end up being utterly dull or devoid of life. Assassin's Creed Mirage is the first time in this franchise and one of the few times in my life that a piece of art made me feel nothing. I wanted to make a video solely about it, but I stopped writing the script because I just couldn't bring myself to care. It was also the first time in the franchise the ending left me so confused.
It cannot be.
The question why often pops up these days when talking about AAA disasters. Why are you doing this? All of this happens even before Assassin's Creed 1. We know that none of this will matter. Why couldn't you make the shorter, more focused story good? I said we'll make a comparison, so let's see. Basim is a kiddo from the streets. He makes his living by doing odd jobs for his friend, and through him he meets Roshan, his soon-to-be master. Basim's last job goes wrong in a spectacularly laughable way. Many people are dying because of this mistake. He has a cry, yells at his friend, and runs off with Roshan to train as an assassin. All of these mistakes are promptly forgotten, besides him yelling at his made-up friend. We're gonna talk about that. For the whole game, Basim keeps getting the feeling that he is something more because of Nihal, who, you know what, fuck it, she's also a reincarnation of Loki person and she is strapped to this crazy goober machine that does stuff. They are apparently the same person? Sure, cool, great, so Basim is just fine with this? He is fine with the fact that he is a reincarnated god? Who the hell are you? What makes all of this strange is that we know it won't matter. Prequels can add to an already existing story extremely well. Yakuza 0 is among my favorites in that franchise and it builds a lot of foundations for an already strong building. As much as the Star Wars prequels are terrible movies, they greatly expanded upon the Star Wars world. The Hidden Ones era started relatively strong. AC Origins presented the, origins of the Assassin Brotherhood. Sure, that's neat to see, even though these characters are solely lacking in, character. Odyssey did nothing for the franchise, Valhalla happened, and Mirage also happened. We know what happens after these games. This isn't building anything up. It's building an ugly shack next to the beautiful mansion next to it, with poop in it. Who is Basim? Loki?
And this is where Mirage connects to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. In Valhalla, we learn that Basim is actually the reincarnation of Loki. After making peace with his memories of being imprisoned and tortured, Basim becomes one with Nihal. This symbolises the merging of Basim's human body and Loki's consciousness. Loki has now been fully restored and reincarnated. In the final scene, Basim swears vengeance on those who tortured him should they walk this earth.
What the fuck is this drivel? So are they two people in one body, but it's also only Loki? He's Loki, but also Basim at the same time? How can Basim be just okay with accepting this? You are just adding piss to the poop shack while devaluing the mansion. Every character and every story after Black Flag is a fucking joke. They are rushing to payoffs they don't earn or to payoffs that are so nonsensical the MCU might get jealous.
They'll never know what you sacrificed for them.
Shut the fuck up, you dumb cunt.
But what the story lacks in depth, it makes up for with its straightforward quest progression.
What the fuck is straightforward quest progression as opposed to diagonal quest progression? I guess I am expecting way too much of IGN. The themes are shallow or non-existent, the characters are shallow, the world building is fucked. Your shack is filled with shit and piss, and from what I can tell you will continue to do this trend. Assassin's Creed Shadows is the hot topic now, the new and shiny Assassin's Creed. So let's take a look at this trailer and what they say. Most of it is usual nonsense about pushing things forward. Oh, we paid so much attention to detail, which sure, cool, you've been saying that for ages, but I'd like to look at some quotes that are just so good.
The thing that shined the most, I feel, in the Assassin's Creed, it's really the hidden blade, the assassination, being able to stay hidden. So that's the core that we want to keep.
Pain, 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 what the fuck are you saying? Let's listen to that again. The thing that shines the most in Assassin's Creed is the hidden blade, the assassinations, and being able to stay hidden. So that's the core they want to keep? That reminds me of something.
We've been pushing about making sure that gameplay and art, are not separate, but they're intertwining.
How are those things ever separate? I know a lot of people have stupid restrictions for what art can be, but everything that is happening on screen is art. It might be shitty art, but it's art.
We want to have a much closer to real life scale ratio. So because castles took a lot of space and we really wanted the mountains to feel like mountains, so environments feel wider.
We wanted to have a big world, so we made the world big. Whoa. Is there a why somewhere at Ubisoft? Why are you saying this? Why did you want a big world? Why should we care?
The game is objective based, so it's less of follow a quest up to a point, but it's much more, I want to do this, and then you'll find the way how to do it.
But that's an objective? To be good faith, what I think he's trying to say is that the game is much more open-ended and a lot less linear, which is a thing that you've been doing since forever? Besides certain narrative linear missions, the assassinations usually go like, there's a guy there, go kill him. Think of what you're saying, your franchise is burning and you talk about fucking seasons and how the characters are LGBT friendly. You don't want to win. To quote one of your protagonists,
you have said much, yes, but you have shown me nothing.
Let's look at the actual trailer. Okay, you go, I'll just stay here, I guess. All of my friends and family are getting killed, so eh.
You are still a frog in a well, who knows nothing of the sea.
You think you're so fucking smart, don't you? I can already see the depth these characters will go to. He will do bad stuff and realize that doing bad stuff is bad and will be good, and she will be like Aloy, an alien with no emotion, who does good stuff because doing good stuff is good. The past few Assassin's Creeds were incredibly shallow and idiotic when it came to the writing, so that's what I'm basing this prediction on, and these incredibly boring and generic descriptions. For all I know, this game might turn out great, and I would love to be wrong because somehow I still give a fuck about this franchise. Maybe it will be one of those quadruple A games. Wait, what's that smell? I smell cum in the poop and piss shack. Extra mission available at launch, pre-order bonus quest, character pack, skill points, and ooh, a photo filter. Don't spoil us like that, Ubisoft. You really don't want to win.